Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Brass Monkey X. So, as you can tell from the title of the video, we finally finished assembling Project Juggernaut, aka Project Chonk. Now, this is our AR15 build that we did in 50 Beowulf. So, I just wanted to do a quick look video, show you guys what we build here. I think she's all kinds of pretty. This thing is awesome. I love the colors that came out on this. The red with the brown, it works so well together, especially with the black accents. So I called it Project Juggernaut, obviously because of the colors. If you know anything about Marvel Comics, I'm a bit of a nerd. I don't know if you guys are. I tried to do it in Juggernaut's colors with the red and the brown. Obviously, I also thought Juggernaut was a fitting name because of the fact that it's chambered in 50 Beowulf, which is the largest caliber that you can fit in the AR-15 platform. My wife actually dubbed it Project Chonk. That's her name for it. Obviously, it's called that because of such a large, stupid round that this thing is chambered in. And because of the fact that now that after it's completely built, this thing weighs in at just under 10 pounds. It was like 9.8 pounds or something like that. And that's without a loaded magazine in it. So with the magazine, we're looking at well over 10 pounds. So it's a pretty beefy rifle, guys. But I mean, I wanted it to be kind of heavy. I didn't want it to be light because that should help with the recoil, because this is a massive round in this thing. But let me just go over the parts with you real quick. Here's my parts list for this whole thing, the whole project. I'll talk about the parts. I'll give you a quick look at each one, and then I'll let you guys know what the grand total was for this, how much it cost me to build. So in no particular order here, I just kind of wrote down the parts as I bought them. I did buy them from several different locations too. I bought parts from Optics Planet. Most of my parts usually come from Optics Planet. I definitely get some parts from Joe Bob Outfitters as well. I love that website. Joe Bob is real good. I like that website. And then I think I got a few parts from Midway, I think it was. I believe it was Midway. I'm not positive. I'm going to have to double check on that. I mean, if you guys really want to know where I got the parts from, you could ask me in the comments below. I'll let you know where each individual part came from if you're interested, but I doubt it. So let's go ahead and get started here. First off, we have our lower receiver. This was Anderson Manufacturing, the AM15. It's like their basic lower receiver, just a standard lower. For our upper receiver, we did an Aero Precision Extra Large upper. Now, you guys have heard me say it before. I'm not a big fan of the forward assist. This one does have a forward assist, though. I figured with such a big, stupid round, I may need the forward assist at some point. I don't know. So I figured, what the hell, why not? It came with the forward assist anyway. I might as well just leave it in there. I didn't want to get a completely slick upper. Our bolt carrier group, we went with AR15parts.com nitride bolt carrier group. For the trigger guard here, that is a UTG oversized trigger guard. I like their trigger guard, UTG. They've come a long way. I do trust UTG parts. Some people think they're like cheap Chinese crap. They used to be, but their parts are getting better and better as the years go on. As you'll see, I definitely put some other UTG parts on here. The muzzle brake. Look at the size of that thing. This is a Timber Creek Beowulf Heartbreaker muzzle brake. That thing is awesome. Look at the size of the hole in that muzzle brake. Such a massive round. I can't wait to shoot this thing. It's going to be nuts. What else? All right, we got our buffer kit. Our buffer kit, we used a Tacfire mil-spec M4 style buffer kit. So it came with, obviously, the buffer spring, the tube, and it's got the sling attachment there on both sides, left or right, whichever one you want to do it on. Now, I did not use the buffer that came with this. I did get a different buffer, so we'll get into that when I get to it. The handguard. This is a Monstrum Tactical 15-inch quad rail free float handguard. I actually got this on sale from the Monstrum Tactical website. They were having a sale on it. I definitely wanted to do a quad rail to keep this thing chonky, you know. I thought it went well with the aesthetics here. And I definitely wanted a 15-inch. I wanted it to cover up the whole barrel. Our charging handle up top here. Nothing fancy. It's a Break arms. It's called the Warhammer. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a decent charging handle. It's aluminum. It's got these gnarled edges on it. You can get a good grip on it. But yeah, I mean, it's just a charging handle. Gas tube. Can't really see it in there. There you go. You can kind of see it. It's just a Joe Bob Outfitters carbine length gas tube. So we did go with the carbine length gas system on here. Our lower parts kit is the Joe Bob Outfitters lower parts kit without the trigger. Our magazines. I got these from Polymer 80. These are 10-round 50 Beowulf magazines. Now, these look suspiciously like a standard 5.56 AR15 magazine. The only difference I can see is that little cutout there. And honestly, it doesn't even look that great. It looks like somebody took a Dremel to this thing and just notched it in the front. They both look like that. This one's done a little better than the other one. Now, I'm not telling you to do this, but the fact that these are very, very similar to a 5.56 magazine. Now, if you happen to live in a restricted state like New Jersey, kind of like I am, I'm not advising you to do this, but I've heard that you can load these with standard 5.56 or 223, and they will hold 30 rounds, just like a standard 30-round magazine. But because they're for 50 Beowulf, and you should only use them for 50 Beowulf, they're considered a 10-round magazine, and they will ship them to restricted states. Wink, wink, just so you know. Anyway, moving on. Our gas block. We did an AR Stoner. It's a low-profile .936 gas block. The barrel is also an AR Stoner. It's a 16-inch chromoly phosphate barrel by AR Stoner. And then the buffer as well is AR Stoner. We used a H2 heavy buffer in this to handle the recoil from the 50 Beowulf. So that's where I switched out the buffer from the TacFire mil-spec kit, and I went with the AR Stoner heavy buffer, the H2. Now our fire control group, that is a Strike Industries enhanced fire control group. Now I used the Strike Industries enhanced lower parts kit on a different build, and I used a drop-in trigger on that, so I saved the trigger and I used it on this build here. And it's a pretty decent trigger for what it is. I mean, it's Strike Industries, which you can't go wrong with Strike Industries, and it is their enhanced trigger, which I couldn't tell you what makes it enhanced and what doesn't make it enhanced, but I get consistent 5.5 pound trigger pulls with this trigger, even though it's just a basic military style trigger. Let's see, our sights, the rear sight and the front sight. I used UTG. There's UTG again. I used their super slim flip up sights. Love these things. UTG is awesome. Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of UTG. I've been using a lot more of their stuff. And The reason why I went with UTG on this one was this is pretty cool. I have the flip up sights by UTG, and then this optic here. This is the UTG CQB T dot sight. All right, close quarters combat. It's got a T dot inside, so it's like a red dot, but I can't really show you. Maybe at the end of the video I'll try and show you. But it's got that red dot in the middle, and then it's got like half a crosshair on it. It's got the line that comes down and the two vertical lines next to the red dot. And the cool thing about it was, why I went with UTG instead of Bushnell like I usually do, is that the red dot and the super slim flip up sights, they'll co-witness. So I thought that was a pretty cool aspect there, that all of my sights are co-witnessed together. Now, I mean, I still got to sight it in, but once I do, it'll all be co-witnessed, which I thought was cool. And the price on it was very reasonable. For all three sights, for the optic and the two flip-up sights, let's see, the optic was $88, and the sights were, let's see, the front sight I picked up for about $25, and the rear sight was $32. So it's not bad. For a little over $100, I got the iron sights and the optic, and they're co-witnessed, so can't go wrong there. Then I also put a flashlight out front here. This is I went cheap on this. I bought an NC Star. It's their Gen 3 flashlight. It's not bad. I have their first gen flashlight on. I have a Remington 870. It was one of the first guns I ever Duracoated years ago, and I built that for home defense. And I put the NC Star flashlight on there, and it's pretty bright. You can't really tell because I got all the lights on in here, but it's bright. And this one has a strobe option too. If you click on the other side, like you turn it on here, and then there's a button on the other side that turns on a strobe function, which is pretty cool. But I have it mounted just far enough away where when I grab this handle here, I can reach the button with my finger perfectly. So that all works together pretty good. The Duracoat on this thing. I did two different colors. I did the crimson red for the receivers, and then that brown color, that is East German brown. And like I said, I love these colors. I think they go together so well. Then let's see. The grip and the foregrip, they're both Stark Industries. Stark Equipment. So there I go with the Marvel stuff again. It's not Stark Industries. It's Stark Equipment. It's just their AR style grip is what it's called. The one in the front, the foregrip, that's their compact grip with storage. They both have storage in the bottom for putting whatever you want in there. Like I could store an extra battery for this here, an extra battery for my my optic. I could put that in there, whatever. And then the stock on the back here. This is Adaptive Tactical. It's their EX Performance Adjustable M4 style stock. It's got a hell of a cushion on the back of this thing. This is super soft, which should be awesome. That should help mitigate some of this crazy recoil I'm going to be getting. Because, I mean, this 50 Beowulf is no joke. I am so excited. I'm finally done building this, guys. I can't wait to shoot this thing. I almost forgot the grand total on this thing. I'm all in it for, it cost me, with all the shipping, the tax, and all that nonsense, it cost $1,206.70 total. That's what I paid to build this bad boy. Now, I mean, you could probably go out and buy one. Alexander Arms, I believe, makes an upper for 50 Beowulf. I don't know if they have a complete 50. I don't know. I know I've seen the upper before, and it can be pretty pricey. You're probably going to pay like $1,200 just for the upper. So I mean, if you could build one on your own, guys, and I didn't cheap out, but I didn't use expensive parts either. You could probably build it a little cheaper than this. You might be able to build one for under $1,000 if you really tried. I mean, I didn't really care. I just wanted to make it look real chunky. I wasn't trying to save money on this build. I just wanted it to look awesome. This is a quick look at Project Juggernaut. Like I said, I can't wait to get it out to the range. My biggest problem is going to be sourcing ammo, actually. Everywhere I go, every shop I go to, I ask them if they have 50 Beowulf, and they all just kind of laugh at me. So I'm going to see if I can try and find somebody online that'll actually ship ammo to New Jersey still. I know they stopped doing, most places stopped doing that, but I hear that there are still some retailers that will ship to New Jersey. So I got to look into that, and I got to try to source some ammo. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you watching. I know this has been a long time coming, and you guys have been waiting for Project Juggernaut, but here it is, all complete. Again, like I said, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.